Hello, I'm coming to you once again from outside our parish church here at St. James in New Alexandria, and we've just celebrated Mass for the Solemnity of Pentecost, and you can view that Mass as well as a very important announcement regarding the resumption of public Masses on our parish website. But I came outside of the church today to also have another special announcement, and that is an announcement to offer to you a sincere word of gratitude. I want to extend a sincere word of thank you to all of those parishioners who have, through this time of the pandemic and our quarantine, and through the time in which public Mass was suspended, continue to be so generous to our parish in so many ways, in the sharing of your time, your talent, and your treasure. How many times we have shared the generosity together of our prayers. I want to thank all of our parishioners who have kept in touch with other parishioners, who have kept in touch with me. I want to thank all of those who've continued to, in a variety of ways, volunteer for our parish by making phone calls in our connectivity program, to our members of the Holy Name Society who have been keeping our parish grounds so meticulous as they always do during the springtime season. And I want to thank all of those who have continued to support our parish through the weekly offertory. It has been outstanding what we've been able to accomplish through your generosity. Whether you have mailed your offertory envelopes in, whether you've dropped them off in the parish, or whether you've utilized our electronic giving via our parish website or app, you have helped sustain us in our mission. And during this time of quarantine and the suspension of public Masses, you can only imagine the precarious nature we could be in if people did not continue to financially support our parish. As you always do, you've stepped up to the plate. People have been so generous and have given so much to our parish in so many ways. And I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to you for helping us. I also want to share with you some really exciting news. As you can imagine, we were just in the beginning of our diocesan Lenten appeal when Masses were suspended, as you recall, only about halfway through the Lenten period. And of course, this was the peak time for our annual diocesan Lenten appeal. Well, we were very fortunate that as we began our Lenten appeal this year, our diocesan target was $19,568. And thanks to the tremendous support of some of our advanced givers, we were able to meet and surpass that diocesan target as we moved into the opening and the general phase of our diocesan Lenten appeal, which meant that as we opened our appeal, all of the donations that came in would return 100% to the parish for the case statements that we had put forth this year, which include many physical improvements and enhancements to our parish physical plan. Well, as you can imagine, there was great intrepidation on my part, and maybe on the part of some others, that given the situation of the quarantine and the suspension of public Masses, that our diocesan Lenten appeal could suffer greatly, and we might not be able to proceed with some of the projects and fund them that we were hoping for. But I can tell you that you stepped up to the plate, and the response to the diocesan Lenten appeal this year was historic. And I mean that in no small fashion. Our diocesan target, as I said, was $19,568. We set a parish target of $50,000 so that roughly $30,000 could return back to our parish for our designated needs. Well, I want to tell you that we not only surpassed our diocesan target and then surpassed our parish target, but we have surpassed a historic target for our parish this year for our 2020 diocesan Lenten appeal. And today I want to announce to you some very exciting news. I want to announce to you that from an anonymous donor, we received a gift of $19,568, which was the amount of our diocesan target. This particular donor wanted to give that amount so that the donation of every other parishioner to this year's campaign returned 100% to our parish. So this weekend you will see in the bulletin, and with also another donation, I'm happy to even update that figure, that this year's Diocesan Lenten Appeal, we've received 106 gifts so far for a total of $81,608. That means that over $60,000 is going to be returning back to our parish for our case statement and our parish capital needs. So I want to, in a special way, thank our anonymous donor. We certainly keep them in our prayers. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Every smallest gift is so important to help us in our mission and our ministry. And so with the combination of the generosity in our offertory, with the combination of our generosity of this year's Diocesan Lenten Appeal, and also with the generosity and the help of our Diocesan Finance Office, our parish was able to receive, as some of you may have heard, what is known as a PPP loan that was offered through the federal government to help assist our payroll expenses. And we made a submission and were able to receive a forgivable loan for that as well. These three things will help to keep us very financially stable during what could have been a devastating time. But we still continue to need your support, and I ask you for that and ask you to continue to be faithful to your support to the parish. But I want to take an opportunity as we're returning to Mass tomorrow and then this weekend. We've been able to make some of those physical plant improvements that we had as a case statement. So I want you to see some of the things that your generosity has helped to provide. One of the first things you're going to see as you come into the church is that we were able to complete our outdoor lighting program, which not only aesthetically enhances, I think, our campus, but I think everyone's going to agree will add even greater safety and security, especially coming in and out of church or over to the parish office and education center. So you can see that we've added some wonderful lamp posts to the exterior of our church, 4 lamp posts. And we also have 2 more that will eventually be put into the education center once we have re-landscaped it. We've added larger outdoor lighting to the entrance of our church. So this will help, along with the parking lot lighting that was done a couple of years ago with our Diocesan Lenten Appeal refund, to help, again, make our parish campus both safer and more secure. As you know, last year, a significant part of our appeal also went into our security system. So I feel very confident that we've been able to increase the security of our parish. One of the things we are going to be doing soon, the COVID slowed us down, as you can imagine, is we are going to be continuing to add some of the other safety features that we talked about for parish safety on the inside of our building, and that's going to be carried out very soon. But I also want to take you and show you another important project. Some of you are very aware that water is one of the things we always deal with here at St. James Parish. So if you walk with me, as you're looking at the church, on the left-hand side of the church, our stairwell going down into the church, after 60 years of the water pressure, a significant part of our retaining wall on the side of the stairway was pushing in, and we also knew that that side had issues with some of our water drainage from the hill. So we're going to take a walk over, and I'm going to show you what another part of this year's Diocesan Lenten Appeal went to help to fund. We were able this year, and it was just completed, to, as you can see, excavate this side of the wall. 3/4 of our wall was completely taken out, and the entire back section here was excavated. And what was done is all new drainage was placed back here, and a complete 2/3 brick block wall was rebuilt, I should say, actually brand new, water sealed, and then this new retaining wall, we retained the original caps, but 3/4 of the new wall has been rebuilt, and as you can see, the wall has been completely straightened and rebuilt, which will provide not only integral stability to the wall, but also helps us with any water issues and diverting the water from potentially coming into the church social hall. So we've just planted some grass seed here. We're very delighted and excited about that. One of the other things that we're going to be looking at and be working at, along with our safety features that we talked about, with some of the locking mechanisms in church, some of the addition of our security kits and call systems, and some of our other security measures, is that it's become very clear in our pandemic that social media has been so important. And so because we have gone so far over our goal, and because of not only the pandemic, but really what we have seen is a tremendous amount of people tuning in to our website and into our daily masses and our weekend masses, many of them outside of our parish community, that we are going to be installing some technology to allow a permanency of having some cameras in the church so that our masses, especially our daily and weekend masses, but also our funeral liturgies, even weddings, baptisms, will have the potential to be live streamed and could be seen by people who could not even possibly maybe be here, or for the foreseeable future, if health restrictions prohibit people from coming to church, we will be prepared. That system will also allow us to immediately stream activities downstairs, as you know, to our social hall, which has a projector and has an updated technology system in place. So we're going to integrate that into it as well. One of the other things that we're also working on, and we're going to go into the church and I'll show you, but our choir loft our back wall had a little bit of issue with some water coming in. We were able to point and reseal that, and we are working on finishing the wall and making sure that there is appropriate breathers and ventilation through there, and then we're going to be aesthetically restoring that back wall for our choir area. So those are a couple of the projects that have been completed, one of the projects that's in the process of being completed, and a couple of future projects that we're already working on. But I wanted to just show you the fruits of your sacrifices that are coming to fruition here at St. James, and some of the things you can see when you return back to church. We've come back inside the parish church to sort of finish this announcement about our DLA this year. And I just wanted to show you that one other project that is currently being undertaken is in the choir loft on our bell tower. We had some water damage, some percolation of water coming in. Part of that we thought was some possible leakage. We did have the eaves pointed and a little bit of everything secured. But upon examination, one of the things that was determined is that the plaster was plastered right into the brick, and so there was no vapor seal. So what we are doing is we are correcting that by putting some air ventilation up through there, and that back wall, the choir loft, is going to be, it's already been dried and prepped, and it's going to be finished, and I think will look very nice aesthetically, and will certainly be free of the water penetration. So another example of a project that may even be done by this weekend. So I wanted to just update you on some things you're going to be seeing, and what a tremendous, again, wonderful diocesan Lenten appeal we had that have made all of this possible. There are a couple of other things we have on target. I'll be sharing that with you a little bit later in the future. But in the meantime, again, my heartfelt thanks for making this year's 2020 Diocesan Lenten Appeal in the time of the pandemic historic here at St. James Parish. So thank you so much. And if you haven't made your contribution to the Diocesan Lenten Appeal yet and would like to do so, please know every cent comes back to our parish at this point and can help us continue to fund some of these special physical plant improvements. So thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you. God bless you. Stay safe and have a wonderful day.